we can do this right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. This is Interlude Media, spelled out right, NTRLD_media. I'm your host, Nick DeSantis, but you might know me as Nicky Nicknames. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, this wouldn't be the Interlude podcast if I wasn't joined by my co-host holding it down on the ones and twos, the man known as Todd Roshong, but you might know him as T. Rowe Price because he understands that return on investment. And this right here is the Interlude Pod, an idea to an idea, a podcast where two friends are chopping it up regarding the latest news you didn't know you needed to know, with the goal of teaching you something new and us how to run a podcast. And folks, we've done this a few times now, but I would be remiss if I don't mention that each one of these episodes is mixed, mastered, edited, and produced by none other than One Time Production. So thank you for tuning in. This is the Tom Brady episode because it's episode 12. So Tommy touchdowns, but this right here is going to be Toddy two-step holding it down on the ones and twos. Give us the agenda, baby.
Absolutely. Welcome in episode 12. Always good to be back, Nick. As always, as we do, we're going to kick things off with a little bit of this just interlude. We're going to see what's going on around the world.
Yes, sir.
And then everybody's favorite WD-40 section coming in hot. Got a little something grinding your gears over there that I think we need to take care of.
Bring them out. Where's the grease?
But hey, then we're gonna go over to some fan mail. We got a good question coming in from another pretty big figure. So excited to share that one with you. And then we're gonna take it to the Navidius Wilburn section, see what we're looking forward to in the future. And of course, Nicky Nicknames will take us away with his parting inspiration.
I might have to.
So with that, folks, big news kind of affects us a little bit. I don't think we have a global audience quite yet, but we are running this podcast. It is a podcast, and we host it on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. Check us out. But we also post a lot of clips on social media: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and some news coming out of Australia. Literally hot off the press. So we're here recording this Tuesday evening, December 9th here in New York.
Wait, but if this is hot off the press from Australia, is this like days old
tomorrow.
News? Because aren't they day
tomorrow?
Ahead?
So we're reporting on this December 9th.
But right. We're behind them.
Yeah, exactly. We're reporting on this Tuesday, December 9th, but this went into effect midnight in Australia, effective December 10th. So we're talking about the future right now, folks. Australia has banned social media for anyone under the age of 16. So this impacts TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those platforms were ordered to ban their children from those platforms. Crazy news.
No chance that would happen here. That is wild. Big ups to Australia there. I don't really know. I probably shouldn't speak on this, but I'm fairly certain they're pretty progressive with like gun laws too. Might just be more of a progressive unit down there.
I think you're right. I think that's correct. What I saw from this is, so naturally, they're getting a lot of opposition from the owners of those platforms, Meta and Alphabet and whoever. They're getting opposition in terms of like suppressing free speech, so they say. But obviously people who are very aware of mental health, who are aware of children's health, they are very much advocates. They are in favor of this. So per the new law that just went into effect, these companies can face fines of up to $33 million US, which comes out to 50 or so million Australian dollars.
What do they call currency?
It's the Australian dollar.
It's a dollar? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, big news. I mean, like you said, they are a little bit more progressive down under. That's my understanding of it as well. One of the places that I very desperately want to visit in my lifetime. It's top of my list for taking some travel, but just kind of crazy thing. I mean, social media is obviously effervescent, dude. It's unavoidable at this point. If you have connection to the internet, if you have a smartphone or a tablet or whatever, social media is everywhere. It's that, and it's AI. And so the fact that Australia is really cracking down on it and trying to look out for the mental health of teenagers is pretty huge. I would say, I'm not a parent yet, but my siblings are parents, and so they're starting to have to think about that a little bit, about how do you expose your children to technology. In my mind, I think I would wanna do something similar. There's no legislation around it in the US right now, but I would definitely wouldn't want to allow my future children to get onto any social media
Yeah.
platform, at least until they're in high school, at least until they're 14, 15 years
Yeah,
old at a
that's what
bare minimum.
I was gonna say is 16 might be a little old because I think high school should be the age that you are allowed. Because in a sense, there's something with social media. Because if you throw LinkedIn in there, you need to
Mm,
honestly understand how to use it. Like this is my take with alcohol. 21, what are we doing? It should be 16. You know what I'm saying? Like you
interesting.
need to learn how to
I see what
handle all
you're
this. No
saying.
other country has a drinking problem like we do.
This is
So you
true.
know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it has to do with the culture too. I don't know if this is a fix, but I think if you just look at an
Mhm.
ideal society from the ground up, I would say you don't make alcohol a big deal. 21 made it such a big deal. So you bring that down, that's fine. Social media, it's hard. It's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And I don't actually blame the deal with 16, but I think in high school, if you mess around, you do something, you can learn the stupidity of it and stop it before it becomes a big deal. My thing is, we all had it probably in junior high. How many people, you included? I don't know. I'm talking to the masses right now. I don't know why I said you, but how many people out there are enjoying their posts from junior high on social media? Like you don't know what you posted, and most of us are not happy with what we posted in junior high, and you probably deleted it by now. So
Absolutely.
point being, you don't need it then. And it's not smart to have it. And everyone's gonna be like, oh, but kids are gonna find a workaround. Yeah, we had the incognito mode from when we were in the fifth
Yeah,
grade. They
absolutely.
tried to ban
Mhm.
Pop Tropica. They tried to ban Club Penguin from my
Dude, that was
computer.
the
Hell
worst
no.
when they tried to ban
Hell
Club
no.
Penguin. You can't
You know,
do that.
yeah, hey, you know how many puffles I had? My child support I had to pay for. I was on the sled hill 24/7. It didn't matter what they were doing. I was going to figure out a way around. And you could ban
That's
me
right.
in real life. I'm still on there. Okay. So get right, get with it. It's going to happen. I understand that. Point being, though, at least this is a crackdown on the major companies. I think there's just been no social media regulation, and that's what's been a big problem with a lot of things we're seeing. Election. And so I think this is huge that we start cracking down on the social media companies and just say something.
Mhm.
Shout out to Australia for making it. Obviously, there's going to be tweaks needed to the system, but if you're in
For
junior
sure.
high, you don't need this social media.
I agree with you. I see your point that there is some value in getting to learn from your mistakes. I think that's something that everybody needs to go through. So maybe high school is the age, like you said. Maybe there are some tweaks to it, but at the end of the day, the fact that a country has taken steps towards putting
Right.
legislation in place against these companies, it's unprecedented. So naturally, that's going to come with backlash. It's going to come with revisions, but it's probably a step in the right direction. From you know the 30,000 foot view. So hopefully things continue to evolve and pan out in this space to make sure that the internet, social media is safe for kids. I mean, because like you said, it becomes such a necessary life skill to be able to know how to use the internet, to know how to use social media. It's a part of so many people's jobs nowadays. So there are skills that can be built with it. But to your point,
Hey,
there's learning opportunities, and
hey,
you can
what do you call this podcast? The PAAS.
PaaS, podcasting as a service.
Right. And here's the service, folks. We're a solutions based company. Here's another solution from your boy Nicky Nicknames. Banning. I don't think banning is going to work that well, at least in this country, the U.S. But I have another idea. Each one of these corporations, when you sign up, it should be when you sign into the social media, it's tied to your phone number, so you can't do the fake. And however old you are, there's a time limit to a daily amount spent or weekly amount spent, however you want to do that
Mm,
on the apps.
mhm.
And
I
so I
like
think
that.
that's how you limit children. Because I really think it's going to be tough to limit people from getting on there if they don't want to. And at the end of the day, it's almost like social media is inevitable. Like you either just cancel them all or you don't. You
Yeah.
know, I think it's going to be tough to see that. I just like that Australia's taking the step. You know, But we'll see how
Exactly.
that goes. But I just like how they're taking this step. But I think if you really want a solution, you can make it so you put a time limit on it. Today, actually, I set a time limit. I've been noticing I'll be on Instagram a lot, so I set a time limit on Instagram,
Mhm.
daily time limit.
Yeah, it's a good feature that
You know,
Apple does offer. Obviously, it's something that the user has to go manually turn on, right? Is those screen time
right?
limits. I've had one on my phone for a very long time. I group all social medias together, and I have a fixed amount of time that I can
Oh
have
wow,
them open for the day. And if I hit my limit, then I'm done, and
so be
I
it.
put it down.
So be it.
So the good thing for me, hindsight is 2020. What I've seen is by having that limit, I reach for it less. That was kind of my goal in the first place. I
Right,
don't
right.
go on those platforms that much, and uh, so like I said, good that Australia's taken strides on this. We'll see how it continues to evolve over time. But just want to get that one out there. That was kind of a neat global news that we wanted to
Shout
loop
out
into our.
Australia, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Australia. We like our folks down under. So back on U.S. soil though, some news going around for a lot of our young adult fans. The college football, all the
Oh,
conference championship
yes,
games
sir.
were just played. The bowl game schedule has officially been released. The 12-team
Yep,
playoff has been released. And
yep.
some interesting developments that have gone on there, particularly as I'm sure anyone who's plugged into this world has heard, Notre Dame getting left out of the college football playoff in favor of Miami. Um, and I say Miami at the 10 seed. Yes, Tulane and JMU, James Madison University, got in as 11 and 12, but that's written into the rules that you have to have 5
Spell that one
conference
out.
champions there. So the fact that Notre Dame out, Miami in, there's been a lot of backlash for it. Notre Dame is opting out of any bowl game involvement now as a result of being
Yep,
left out of the
yep.
playoff, which is an interesting take by their athletic director. So yeah, big times here on
You
U.S.
know,
soil for college
I,
football.
I, I think I think this bowl game selection, playoff selection. You know what they call this, Todd, where I come from? Musical chairs.
A little
There's
bit.
3 teams for 2 spots.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going home. Okay,
That's right.
somebody's going home. Here's the deal. There was a lot of problems with it in the sense that this committee kept putting out a ranking schedule, and Notre Dame's over Miami each week, and then all of a sudden now Miami's over Notre Dame. Look, I think that's the right call. Miami beat Notre Dame this year. How could you rank a team above another team with identical schedule or identical record when they beat them? Look, I think that's fair. But Notre Dame should have never been over them then in the previous ranking. So the fix, because I'm a podcast as a solution, is you just do one final ranking as the committee at the end of the year. Don't do this hype show. ESPN, you don't need more money. I'm talking to you, Disney. I'm talking to you, ABC. Talking talking to you, Bristol. Okay, you don't need any more money. Don't deal with it. Here's the problem. Biasedly, I come from a Notre Dame family. I don't really have that many ties to it, but I actually do think Notre Dame should have been in, and so are Miami. And you know who I think is should have been out is Alabama. Here's why. I
I'd
don't think
have
that
to
Alabama
agree.
is the worst team. I don't think Alabama is necessarily the worst team, but if you look at it, they were unpenalized for losing in the SEC championship game. Other teams in the championship games weren't penalized. Paper on paper, Texas is a better team than Alabama, and Texas didn't even get consideration as a 3-loss team. So I don't understand how a 3-loss Alabama team stayed at 9. At least bump them to 10 if you're going to keep. I just don't. I do not get that. I think there
Yep,
was something
absolutely.
there. I think you have 2 major blue bloods with Notre Dame in whatchamacallit, Alabama, and they couldn't. They had to leave one in, leave one out, and Alabama was out last year, so they said, "Look, we gotta keep the people faithful." Now, I like Alabama. You know why? Because of the state, because of the Montgomery Biscuits. But I don't care
Of
about
course.
Tuscaloosa and them up there. We've seen them enough, okay? And that broke ass coach. When you leave the Pacific Northwest, this is what happens. So understand, brother, you ain't nothing, and you're gonna go in. And I think they got to go to Norman, and they're gonna get their ass whooped over there
They do, yeah.
in Oklahoma. And Oklahoma, I don't know if we have talked about on this podcast before, is the worst state in this country, and you're still gonna lose.
We have talked
So,
about how much we
you know,
dislike Oklahoma City. There's nothing that good comes out of that city.
right. I'm a Syracuse fan. I don't even really care about any of this, but I'm a fan of the game. Now, look, I
Mhm.
don't blame Notre Dame now for not taking a bowl game because it's look, a job. This was the job. We didn't get the job done. Here's my problem with you, Notre Dame. You had a chance to be in the Pop Tart Bowl.
That's true.
You heard it here first.
There's some
You had a
good
chance
bowl
to be in the
games.
Pop Tart Bowl. Now, look, all the other bowl games suck. Suck. There's one bowl game that matters, and guess what it is, folks? The Pop Tart Bowl. All right.
Dude,
You
the fact that the Pop-Tart
do I
Bowl
really want to win a national championship, Todd, or do I want to eat a massive Pop Tart?
I was gonna say, the fact that they have full-blown, massive, like 6 feet tall Pop-Tarts wrapped in aluminum foil, gotta open that sucker up.
That's the
You
greatest
get
trophy in sports. Why is no
it's
one
so
talking about that?
good.
Hey, look,
Dude,
look,
good
Stanley
trophies.
Cup, Lord Stanley, I see you.
Mhm.
With the Pop Tart Bowl Pop Tart,
And if we're just
it's got
talking
a
college
function to it.
football if we're just talking college football bowl games, the Pop-Tarts Bowl, good trophy.
Right.
Another one, the Cheez-It Bowl,
The
good
Cheese It
trophy.
Bowl. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. You just get some cheese. Bro, give me some cheeses.
Dude, I would
Like
just
that's
take
how
a
I'm trying to
bowl of
I'm trying
Cheez-Its.
to
That
win.
could be my trophy.
But
I
see,
just get back on the plane, fly
this is
back
what I
home, I'm
love.
just eating my Cheez-Its.
This is what I love because these bowl games truly are kind of irrelevant unless you are a fan of one of the two teams. They should all be doing this with a sponsor, right?
Crazy naming rights,
Imagine the
yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch Bowl, bro.
Ooh,
Like
now we're talking.
you need something that actually brings somebody in because it's funny, it's got something to it. The Pop Tarts Bowl was an immaculate idea. But what am I gonna do with the Fiesta Bowl?
Throw a fiesta, have some salsa. I don't know.
It's a good name. It's a big game, you know.
That
I'm
one's
not planting
iconic.
roses in my backyard.
No, I know, that's the thing.
Okay.
When it comes to the New Year's Six, right, the ones that used to be the most coveted bowl games, those ones can't go anywhere, right? The Cotton
No, and they
Bowl, the
shouldn't.
Orange Bowl,
They
they're not
shouldn't.
gonna go anywhere because they're so iconic, they're so storied, right? But everything else, I'm with you. If it doesn't have playoff contention, like if it doesn't have meaning in that way, let's have fun with it, folks. Dude, why don't we get the interlude bowl game, huh?
Yeah, come on. Yeah, Snoop Dogg's got a bowl game, bro. What the hell? They might be
Snoop
losing their
Dogg's got
mind. I
one.
think we got to turn it down. What do we? What you just get weed if you win? Like what? What is hell is this? Free smoke at the
That's a
Snoop Dogg
that's a
game?
really good question. I don't know what the
You
prize
just get
money
free
is.
promo in the Olympic Games. Like I mean, what the hell is this? I'm done with that.
In the
Give me something
Olympics,
that's
maybe
tangibly
Snoop
awesome.
maybe Snoop Dogg's gonna have to release a new track, and he has to shout out the roster of the winning team or something like that.
Okay, yeah. Still,
I don't
I
know,
guess I'm
dude.
on a Snoop Dogg song. I would way rather have the Pop Tart or the cheese it. Cheese, cheese.
Dude,
I'm ready to show him I'm the cheesiest coach. Like, yeah.
such a good
Okay.
commercial.
That ad, if I'm in the Cheez It Bowl, though, shit, you're gonna know I'm the cheesiest, okay? And nobody's getting through us, okay? We're putting up
No,
a
not at
steel
all.
curtain. Yeah, we're
Uh-huh.
gonna play for some Cheez-Its. And I know it's $5.50 for a box over at Safeway. I don't care. I'm gonna get some Cheez-Its. All right. It's time to
Dude,
win.
in terms of Cheez-Its, don't sleep on the extra toasty. Those are
Okay.
god tier. Best Cheez-Its
Respect.
out there. Just the extra toasty. They make the extra toasty in a couple other flavors too, but OG extra toasty. Don't let those suckers go to waste just because they got a little bit burnt when they were on the assembly line. Send those right to my house, please.
Okay.
Those
All right.
going
Hey,
back to the Pop Tarts Bowl. What would you
heard it here
say?
first.
What would you say? Favorite Pop Tart flavor? Can you pick one?
Nah, I had one, man, but I gotta remember the name of this joint. I think I know. I'm looking it up right now, folks.
I mean, there's so
It
many
it
good ones
they
out
they don't
there.
really come out too much though. Like they're not easy to find.
Oh, so you're talking
This
one of the
flavor. That's
specialty
why
flavors.
here it is. I found them. Wild berry.
Those ones are real good. I'll give it to you.
Berry. And maybe the Pacific Northwest. The Pacific Northwest, man, we never had the wild berries growing up. So when I get a wild berry Pop Tart, it was a big deal. It was a moment.
I'm with you.
It
I'm
was,
with
it
you.
was a, it was a time in history. It really, it meant something. It was something you wanted to put your name on. So Notre Dame, I'm a little upset at you for not wanting to put your name on the wild berry Pop Tart. And that's not even a WD-40, but let me get going because I'm upset. I would eat all the and whoever team is replacing Notre Dame, I hope that they care about the Pop-Tart, man, because it's
I hope so,
disrespectful,
dude.
right? It needs to be, put some respect on the name and hold it down because the Pop-Tart, that means something. And I'm tired of people just acting like this doesn't mean anything when you are playing for a Pop-Tart. Now, if you in like the Valparaiso Bad Mowers Bowl, yeah, no, skip it. Why? I mean, come on. Notre Dame
Right,
shouldn't be involved with that. But the Pop-Tart Bowl,
where's the Pop-Tart Bowl's good, man. Yeah, if you could just walk
the
out of there
LA
with a whole
Sunshine
set.
Bowl, we skipping. We're skipping. Okay, all those we're skipping. I'm
Not
done.
until we sign the petition and we rename all of the bad bowl game names, we get them all good, fun, exciting names. Things that people actually
The
care about.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch Bowl. Is that General Mills? Hey, listen,
General Mills would have to hop all over that, dude.
General Mills, listen. G Mills, whatever you go by, get your marketing team on a call and let's get right. Okay? Hey, look right here. Jif peanut butter. Smooth,
Ooh,
crunchy, and never spicy Jif peanut butter. You gotta it's not even a once in a lifetime opportunity. This is just right here for the taking. This is right here
dude,
for the
there are
spreading, baby. Come on.
so many football tie-ins that you could have with that too. With jukes, the crunch of the helmets hitting each other,
That's
dude.
it.
There's so many ways that we could take Chief Peanut Butter to a whole other level if they were the
I'm
sponsor of a bowl
telling
game.
you. The
Sign us up, dude.
the Jiffy game.
Let us be the
Come on.
marketers.
Come on. Yeah. What bowl games are out there? Whoever, because I know we have a lot of listeners, Todd. So
We do.
all those listeners out there and all those people that work at a bowl game, what bowl game's not doing too well? What bowl game's not doing hot? Who needs a turnaround? Who needs a corporate sponsorship turnaround? You call us. Okay.
You know who to call.
Let me know. Well, we'll get it right. We'll get that
Another
bowl game
company,
right.
Nick. Another company who might be able to sponsor a bowl game if they so chose. How about
Mm.
Clif Bar, dude? Clif Bar coming out with a new flavor recently.
No chance, T.
Not
No
seeing it.
chance.
I will say
This is the
football's not really one of their their
they're not about
fortes.
that.
They're big on the outdoor, they're big on the biking, but they got the soccer sponsorships, right? They got the tennis sponsorships, but I feel like it's a lot of more of those kind of adrenaline type sports, the mountain biking, the winter
Right.
sports, the skiing, the snowboarding, the surfing. That's
Yeah,
kind of where their bread and butter is.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't see them at a bowl game. Now, I'll say this much. If I'm in the Cliff Bar Bowl, you thought I was playing hard for the Pop-Tart?
Man, you're going to find
There's
a
going to
whole
be a
nother
few
gear.
15-yard penalties because I'm taking
Oh, yeah.
heads. All right,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm going neck up, and I'm coming home with the Cliff Bar. All right,
You're making sure they don't have an appetite on the other side of the line, so that you got
right.
no
Like
choice but to
even
come
if you
home with them.
win, you're going to be giving me your chalky wonder because young Nick D is going to be fiending. They're going to be like, man, what the hell is this? I'm not going to eat for 5 days. It's over. Over. Okay. If I'm in the Cliff Bar Bowl. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you might be like, man, why is this kid over here talking crazy like that? Why does he love Cliff Bar so much? Folks, I used to have a little podcast back in the day. We're not going to go back there. Okay. We're not going to kind of like social media back in junior high. We're not going back there. But one of my favorite segments of the podcast was the SIBO, Cliff Bar of the Week, baby. And right here, Cliff Bar just released a new flavor, Trail Mix. You already know I bought that quicker than you can say Trail Mix, you know what I'm saying? So I went right out, got it. We're back. It's showtime. Hey, when I see a new flavor, look at that. You see it. Try now. Yeah.
New
Any of
flavor.
the what do they call those? The CTAs, the call to actions. Cliff
That's
Bar
right.
got me every time. It's the only marketing campaign that works, and they have the worst marketing campaign. We can talk about that in a second. But this bar right here, this, they say it's new, bruh. It's not new. They used to have Trail Mix. I don't know if you remember, but they
Ooh,
used to
there's
have
a
Trail
little
Mix.
bit,
This
little
one's
bit of a
legit
rinse and
though.
repeat here.
I think it's a rinse and repeat. I love the Trail Mix. I just love Trail Mix, I should say. Not, I do love the flavor, but I meant Trail Mix as a whole. I think it's one of the most underappreciated snacks in the game. Hey, the Trail Mix Bowl. Man, I'm on one right now. I'm telling you, the
The
Trail
Trail
Mix
Mix Bowl
Bowl.
would be
Okay.
great. who's going to sponsor that though? Because so many
But
companies
you could do
make trail
multiple
mix.
sponsorships, T.
Yeah,
No,
but you
but
think you're
you
gonna
do the
get
multiple
but you think you're
sponsorships.
gonna
You got
get
Planters with the peanuts, M&Ms,
Mhm.
the granola. I don't know who makes granola.
Nature
Okay, so
Valley.
raisins in here. Sunmaid, the Sunmaid girl.
Could you imagine? This is actually a great idea. You take someone who does the granola, someone who does the raisins, someone who does the M&Ms, right? You take all those companies and you let them co-sponsor. I mean, that'd be the highest grossing, just like naming rights. You get all those different companies to pay, but I don't know. Companies are self-interested, so I don't know if they really go for that. But I like the idea. I like where your head's at.
I'm saying we're combining the world together, folks, because peace, love, and positivity. Hashtag no logic. I'm just saying this bar is good,
Mm-hmm.
but it's time for my WD.
Oh, break out the grease, folks.
It's time. Bring out the spray. Bring out the little rag that you use.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is that you got to wipe down. Clif Bar. There's a reason I had a Clif Bar of the week because there were so many flavors. Now there's no flavors. Clif Bar just
They
retracted
got
all the flavors,
they
and
got
now they're
rid of all the
trying to
good
come back with
ones.
these little one-offs. Yes, I love these things. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you can tell that. Why are we changing it? Clearly, they might not be doing well. You have one of the worst marketing campaigns in the game for what you are. Okay? And now you want to go out here and take away all the flavors and then bring back flavors and act like they're new. Stop being Chipotle with the quesadilla. Stop being Chipotle with the quesadilla
You make a good point.
and start thinking and start creating. Okay? The reason that they had a problem, they would have a peanut butter bar and they
Mm-hmm.
would have 13 different flavors that were the peanut butter and chocolate chip, peanut butter and banana, peanut butter. Stop. Make your peanut butter bar and move on. What? That was your problem. But they kept all the peanut butter flavors. Now, granted, they probably looking at the sales, so I'm probably off. But I miss my coconut chocolate chip, whatever the hell that was, because that thing was
Coconut
fire.
was the best. Coconut was by
Fire.
far. You're right. They're definitely looking at sales, right? And there are some flavors that just on paper are going to sell better than others, right? Chocolate chip, piece of cake. That one's going to sell. I feel like
Classic. Keep it.
the oatmeal raisin, that one's going to sell, right?
Classic. Keep it.
The classic
White
peanut
chocolate
butter
macadamia.
crunch, that one is
Keep it.
iconic, right? White chocolate
Keep it.
macadamia, that's got to stay. You know what?
But
What I
that's
will
4
say,
flavors. 5.
because
5 flavors.
I mean, there are others that they kept though, right? They kept the mint chocolate chip one. That one stayed around. Like you said, they
But I
kept the
don't see
peanut butter
those too much
banana.
anymore.
They kept the peanut butter banana. I'm trying to think of what else is out there. What I will say
That's
though,
it. You don't see too many out there anymore, man. I'm crying.
because
You're at
this
my
is
eye, but I am
podcasting
sad.
as a service, we are a solutions-based company. To your point, if they're gonna try to bring back the trail mix and say new flavor, give it a shot, don't do that. Instead, go back into the archives, find your old recipes, pick four of the flavors that you discontinued, and release them as like a nostalgia pack, and let them
Okay.
all come
All
back
right.
out.
All right. All right. No, I'm off this. You know which company I also hate? Bring on a WD-40. Crumble cookies. Crumble cookies. Oh, we
Yeah,
have new
just
flavors every week. Yeah, your cookie's this big and it's $15, but I like your business model. You make new cookies every week. Clif Bar, you have to sell based on flavors. All these energy bars, the protein bars, they all have all these flavors. Now, Clif Bar is bringing it back. No. Bring the flavors up, but let the people pick their flavors. That's how the people get involved.
mm-hmm.
And who are the sponsorships for Clif Bar? Nobody. They
What do
have
you mean, the
nobody good as a
athletes?
sponsor. Yeah, they started getting just recently. They got Breonna Stewart and Francis Tiafoe. The
Tiafo, yeah, tennis player.
My bad. Shout out. Yes, my boy with the tennis racket. And they released 2 new flavors that were like the caffeine oriented ones, so it just kind of tastes like
Mm-hmm.
a coffee. And so shout out there. And they I don't know if they paired with the athlete or not, but the athlete chose the flavors and they brought it out. Boom. Yes, that's what you have to do. And I remember they
All
used
these
to
types
have
of
things where you could
companies,
write in You could write in a flavor that you wanted for Clif Bar, and they stopped
I
doing
do
that.
remember that. I do
Why?
remember.
Why?
Yeah,
Caramel apple, bro. Caramel apple.
that one was different, dude, and you never would have seen it anywhere else. And even if it is a limited run, if you're
Oh,
gonna come out with these specialty flavors, advertise them up front that it's a limited run, right? At least be straight up with it. I guess don't come out with it and make it seem like it's gonna be a permanent part of the product set, and then all of a sudden yank it off the market. That's how you tick people off.
I'm just saying because I see this company Bear Bells out here doing the caramel, doing the cookie, doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a good product. They got a good product, Clif. They don't hit like a Clif, but I'm just telling you, Bear Bell's
Well,
out
because
here and they're putting in the work. There's this
the good
brand
thing
called
about the
David coming up. Terrible name. You got one of the greatest names in the world. You got one of the greatest packages in the world, and
mm-hmm.
and you can't.
we
It's
got hope.
slacking.
We got hope. All right, because we,
There's
like you
hope.
said,
Yeah, there's an
we
opportunity.
love Cliff Bar. We love Cliff Bar, and we're never gonna stray away from Cliff Bar. We're always gonna keep coming back. There's so much value to those bars. The money you get for them, that's basically a meal replacement right there. A lot of the time, I mean, they're great bars. They got good
Speak your truth.
flavors.
Yes, sir.
We want to bring back the good old days. I think that's what it comes down to.
I just want to help out the company. I see the company dying. That's where I come into play here. I see the
I
company
hope not.
dying. I think they could do a lot cooler event marketing and just
Hmm.
marketing in general than what they're at. You look at a Red Bull. Red Bull is more or less the same sphere, and you see what Red Bull has done. Granted, it's one of the best marketing campaigns in the world, so we have to
Oh,
take a step back
absolutely.
there. But you could be compared to Red Bull, and you, Cliff Bar, are choosing not to. And I think, and yeah, I'm salty, but I think I might know why.
Why is that?
You didn't hire the kid.
It's true. That's true.
You
We did
never
have
hired the kid.
we had a little bit of a campaign ourselves, you might say, back in the
Ty, they
old
never
days.
hired you. They
We were
never
trying to
hired
get
me.
you hired. We were trying to get you hired because you were dedicated to the cause right there. But they didn't hire the kid. They still have a chance. They could change their mind. They can come around, come
Look,
knocking. We'll
look.
take the phone call.
I don't know. I don't know what goes down in South Bend, but if the Irish were in the Cliff Bar Bowl, I don't know if they drop out.
They might have no choice but to play in that bowl game because so much good can come from it.
The season's like a mountain, Todd, and you got to
Maybe
keep
more than
climbing.
being a 10 seed.
And this is the end of the rope, the end of the journey. And once you get to the top, look, there's a little bar waiting for you up there, the championship bar. Okay,
Dude, that's it right
gold
there.
gold
That's the
drizzle on it.
campaign right there. Come out with the championship bar. It's a new limited
I
edition
don't.
flavor, only
I mean,
available
it's
for
like
the bowl
it's so
game.
tough. It's so tough for me to do this. So tough for me to do this.
You're on to something. Folks, to
People
me, it
can't see
sounds
my
like we just
visual. I'm
got.
shrugging, hands up, because I say, Cliff Bar, balls in your court. Okay, I'm not onside kicking anymore. Balls in your court.
Well, we'll see what happens. We got hope for Cliff Bar. And I mean, speaking of hope, there's always something good to look forward to, right? I mean, take us out to the Navidius Wilburn. Nick, you got
Huge.
something coming up this weekend,
And
actually. Saturday, December 13th, New York City, Central Park. Half marathon. Big day for the kid. Getting
yeah, I
after it.
decided
Getting out there. You're
to
going to
run
need
it
some
back.
Cliff Bars to give you some
Yeah,
fuel to get you
no,
through the
that's
race.
true. That's true. That's a transition right there. I will be eating Cliff Bars that morning, no doubt. No doubt. Early morning, I gotta probably get to Central Park rather around 6, 7. Wow, I didn't even mean to do that. I
Don't
didn't,
do that.
I
We're
didn't
not
even mean
going
to do
there.
that. I
Nope,
didn't even mean
8,
to do that.
9.
6,
8,
7. You
9.
know
We're
what I'm
not
saying?
going there.
Come on now. But the race will start around 8. And I think, yeah, it just sucks to have to get up. So I'm gonna be eating the Cliff Bars to get up. Come on now. We all know how I get down. So shout out there. But yeah, I decided to run this like 2 weeks ago. So I'm
I
kind
don't
of just
even think
going
it was
for it.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You floated this idea to me, probably
Okay.
more than a month ago now. But it just kept getting closer and closer. It's like, so you doing it? You
Yeah.
running the race? What's happening on Saturday? We're gonna be able to kick it. What are you doing in the morning? And I think it was maybe it was a week ago now. So less than 2 weeks from race day when you officially signed up. But hey, I mean, I give you a ton of credit, bro, for signing up for this, for taking that challenge on. It's gonna be cold outside. So running 13 miles in the cold, your
Yeah,
lungs are gonna be feeling that.
it, it's like the polar plunge. Thank you for the
Mm-hmm.
well wishes, though. I appreciate. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Hey,
I've run one before, and the goal would be to go sub 2,
mm-hmm.
so sub 2 hours, finish it. I don't know if that'll be possible. I haven't really been like training like crazy. The other day, I just went on a run and I ended up running a half marathon. So I was like, all right, I guess I can do it. So
Well, of course you can do it.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm in Central Park. This is like a home meet. This is
Well,
like
yeah,
home field advantage.
that's a piece of cake
So
for you.
that's what I'm saying. We've been on this track a few times, folks. So
Well, hey,
I
yeah,
don't know.
you're gonna get a little bit more than just well wishes from me. I think I'm gonna have to pull up with a sign. I'm gonna try to meet you.
I'm telling you, you should not come. It's gonna be
Nah,
so
but dude,
cold, so early.
listen, I'm
It's
not worried about the time.
you
I'm not
know.
worried about the temperature. All right, but I took a look at what your route's gonna be. So I think I could try to meet you on your third time coming up the east side there. Get you near the finish line right before you're done racing. And hey, you know we got to break out the Red Bull fan cam. It's
Oh.
gonna be cold. It's gonna be
Oh.
cold. You know what the Red Bull fan cam used
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see? We got
That
the
only
fan
starts in
cam
the
out.
winter.
We got the signage up in the air. It's that time of year, dude.
Should I wear a GoPro on the race? Should I the POV,
You need the goggles, the
the
GoPro.
goggles? Should I wear the goggles? That's
Dude,
crazy. That's
could
crazy.
you imagine? For the folks who don't know, for all of our dedicated listeners out there, all of our new fans, Red Bull Fan Cam, something we used to do back in college. As
Yeah.
you probably heard us talking about, as you can see the shirt that Nikki Nicknames is wearing right now, we went to Syracuse University. It gets pretty cold up there in the wintertime, get a lot of snow, that lake effect as people like to talk about.
Yes, sir.
And Syracuse University in particular is up on the top of a hill in that city there, all the way at the top. And so when you're at the top of the hill, what does that mean? It means in the wintertime you can
Gotta get
sled
down.
down.
You gotta get down.
And so we used to take out the sleds. Sometimes they were real sleds, sometimes they were cardboard boxes. It didn't
Yeah.
matter. We
Nope.
pulled up to Crouse Mountain and we just started sledding, dude. Get the Red Bull fan cam, break out the GoPro, and you know, extreme winter sports, right? That's what Red Bull's all about. So we had to make sure that we showed out for them. So I think I'm gonna have to
I
show
was
up to the race with the Red Bull fan cam. I'm excited to
what
see it.
was I think I can't remember if I started that when we were sledding or if I started that on the ski bus.
I think it's when you went skiing is where it started, but we brought it
Okay,
back
that's
to
what I thought too.
campus.
Of course. But I had honestly, this might have to be the inspiration. This folks, we're getting close to the end. Let me take you trip down memory lane. We're gonna call it, but right here, story of the Rebel fan camp. 'Cause this buckle up. This is a good one. I was on I did like a ski bus
Huh?
sophomore year,
Yep.
and it was I think like Friday nights or something. It was end of the week, maybe Thursday
Thursday
nights
nights,
even. We didn't really
maybe.
have we didn't really have Friday classes, right? But no one else did. I think my mom bought it for me as like a birthday slash Christmas present or something, like and just said, "Hey, go have fun with this." But no, like none of my friends went. I didn't
Mm-mm.
know anyone on the ski bus, so it was literally just me. And I'm from the Pacific Northwest. The East Coast doesn't have mountains, folks. It's just a fact. Just take that take that with a
The
grain of
type
salt.
of
It's okay. It's okay. It's all
when
right.
you
It's
say
still
the
fun.
East Coast doesn't have mountains. Okay, granted, where you were going skiing, outside of Syracuse, New York, not exactly your peak ski resort type of situation. And they weren't gonna take you on the
Yep.
bus on a Thursday night out to, Vermont. You were working with what you had is what it comes down to. But I
Of
digress.
course.
I
Of
digress.
course.
I let you
And what
continue.
was yeah, I remember the first day. I don't have gear out here. I wasn't gonna bring that, so I had to rent. And so I'm renting, and they kind of ask you when you rent skis, I snowboard, but when you rent it either, what your experience level is, this and that. I ended up talking to like one of the owners of the mountain, and he's hooking me up, and I'm saying like, I'm from Seattle. I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm cool. And he goes, damn, from Seattle? Well, you're gonna hate this. I was like, that's a marketing pitch, okay? That's I don't know if I would have started it off like that, but that was the first line I heard. But before I even touched the snow,
But was he wrong?
I'd never seen a snow machine before, Todd. I didn't even know you could make snow.
Yeah,
Okay?
we have artificial snow out here.
Yeah, I didn't realize
times.
that. So yeah,
At times.
Snowboarding is still fun. I don't care what anybody says. Snowboarding is still fun. Point being, though, the experience that I've had being alone, I was kind of bored. Plus, some of these nights are negative 30s out here on the mountain with the wind chill. Syracuse, it's cold. Your gloves, your jacket, that's not going to get you warm enough. What's going to get you warm enough is a shot of that Kraken.
Oh yeah,
all right. For the weak kids, a shot of that Fireball. But I'm talking about that Kraken, that real spiced rum. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Wake you up a bit, but just warm you up. Yeah. That dirty water. Okay. You need that to warm you up. So I might have had a few sips of the green tea, if you know what I'm saying. And I'm bored. And I said, you know what? What if I just go down this average ass mountain, but record it and act like I'm in the X Games here, little Red Bull fan cam, and I just tell the people what's good. I show the people what's popping. So I would just go over the East Coast terrain, hit a jump, if we're going to call it a jump.
Sure. It's
do a
being
little
generous.
Something. People loved it though.
Oh,
people loved the it's just me on a chairlift talking. I was that's probably the roots of the podcast, to be fair. I'm just talking to myself on a chairlift in freezing weather. And then having the GoPro on my head just to feel, hey, watch out, Rebel Fan Cam. Hey, I'm just going through, just recording people. I was a menace. Point being, brought that back to Syracuse. If it snows and I have a piece of cardboard, I have a trash bag, it doesn't matter. And I'm sledding down a hill of the church and pray to God, you're right, I'm going down that hill, okay? And I'm going to record it. And I'm going to record anybody going down and act like we are making it. So I had the whole thing. I would have the goggles. We'd have the whole set. Now that's where
we had the whole crew
would join
on it.
me. Oh, the whole crew used to come through
on it, dude. It depended. Yep. It depended on what kind of night you were in for, and it also kind of depended on the crowd you were with. Were you gonna go?
Yes,
were you gonna go sledding the front side, or were you gonna go hit the double black diamonds on the back side?
Well, see now, folks, the back side had a fence. Okay,
so
steeper,
it had a fence,
more fun run, but it had a fence.
But you got to bail.
But you got to bail.
If you didn't bail, you were going head first into a fence.
If you don't hit the Christian, it's not going to turn out well, right?
No, it was. Yep. So that backside, there were some close calls back there because, of course.
But you hit roots.
Just like on the ski lift for you, dude. We had to stay warm, right? I mean.
Yes, sir.
A lot of kids, you know that you're signing up for going to college in Syracuse, New York, and everyone tells you, it's going to be cold, it's going to be snowy, blah, blah. A lot of these kids, they don't know how to pack for the winter. They just flat out don't. Okay, I was one of them at times. There was a good chunk of college where I didn't have like good proper snow pants that I could put on. So I was just layering up. I had like a pair of leggings on, then I had a pair of shorts on, I had the high socks on, I got jeans on top of that, whatever it was. I was trying to stay as warm as I could.
Jeans in the snow is crazy.
Dude, they got wet, but you just took them right off, threw them in the wash with cooler. It didn't care.
I understand, but that's folks. I'm just showing you what the Red Bull fan cam was up against. That's crazy.
The Red Bull fan cam was dealing with improper attires and a good amount of cracking and doing some Christian bales right before you hit the wall, dude. The Red Bull fan cam saw a lot of stuff, saw a lot of action, and it was a grand old time.
Sore limbs, okay, definitely.
After my back.
Backside.
I think that was the origination of my back problems. Was hitting the backside of Crouse.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, at least the ibuprofen, that we had. That was the thing. You take a little You take one of them water bottles, the plastic water bottles, put the vodka in there, fill the rest with lemonade, throw it in the snow, and you get a slushy.
That's right.
Remember that? We used to have the slushies on deck. That's your ibuprofen.
All the time.
That's why you didn't feel the back problem, man. What? And warm up, little hot chocolate, cracking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sipping.
We stayed prepared. We stayed prepared because we had some late nights on that mountain, dude. I'd say we were out there till easily 2, 3, maybe 4 o'clock some mornings, just
Easy.
sledding.
The best would be these people would come out here with like skis and they'd be trying to build a jump, and then you see our broke ass out there with a piece of
Cardboard.
that we stole from the recycling bin, and like, hey, move
Huh?
it, and then just huck bucking
Send
down
it.
there. Okay,
Sending it,
huck
dude.
bucking, yes sir, huck bucking, and someone's recording.
Oh, of
Oh,
course.
watch out! Yeah, no, you just gotta go crazier than the next.
The funniest was when people actually tried to take it, like, someone caught an Uber or someone, however, they got their way to a grocery store and they would buy some plastic sleds, right? And then we
Mm,
were just taking damage, dude. Those plastic sleds didn't last an hour because
no,
everyone's
no,
jumping on it, diving on it. Plastic was cracking in no time, especially because it's, like you said, real field -30. It's so brittle. That thing snapped in half. I remember one time someone got like an inflatable polar bear. That thing popped in 2 seconds, but it was still slick enough on the bottom. So even though it was flat and had no support, we're just sledding down the deflated polar
didn't
bear,
matter,
dude. Didn't matter.
didn't matter. That's it. D
So
Wall.
good.
Gotta give a shout out to D Wall, man. D Wall was the king of the sled. He always had a good sled on deck, man. He was always sending it back there. So shout out D
He was
Wall on that.
prepared. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially
I don't know
coming
what
from
it
the
is with the West Coast kids.
I would say
Yeah.
he's coming from the Bay Area, and yet somehow he was one of the most prepared. So shout out to
Yeah,
D-Wall.
right. That's facts. D Wall used to have the screwdriver. He had the full
Mhm.
toolbox. I said, man, you're from California. Why did you bring a toolbox?
You
I
never
just
knew what he
yeah,
was
if
never
I
knew what he
needed
was going to
something,
run
I'd just
into, but
ask
he
you
was ready.
guys. You guys
He
can
was
pack a
ready.
car. I didn't drive. But D-Wall always was prepared. He had sleds,
Yeah,
man.
but D-Wall
I don't
did
know where
drive.
D-Wall got those sleds.
D-Wall
That's
drove
right. He
cross
brought the
country.
Jeep, right? Yeah,
He
you're
drove
right.
cross
You're right.
country for
I
that.
forgot about that. He did that multiple times. Yeah, D-Wall,
Mhm.
here you go, man. D-Wall used to ask me for content if you needed like playlists right here. NTRLD_media. Heard
Spell
it
that right,
first.
D-Wall. Spell that right.
That's backside Crouse to you and good night. That's all I'm saying. Oh, this one. Wait a minute. If we're on this story, this one's got to be told. There was a man that we had, Hussein Delwar, was in my freshman floor, folks. The man went by the
Oh,
name Guapo Burger Flipper, man. You could call him Guapo Man for short. Okay, and
guapo.
I don't mean that like he would go by Hussein and five people called him Guapo. Teachers called him Guapo.
Mhm. Oh, everybody
Okay,
called him guapo.
he was Guapo. He was Guapo man. Yeah, that was it. One thing with Guap though is he had yet to kiss a girl at Syracuse. This is freshman year. Don't forget about it. And we were going because it had snowed. If it snowed, I was out there. It didn't matter
Mhm.
what. Didn't matter the
Absolutely.
year. It didn't matter. You could bet the house. Bring up Paulie Markey and bet the house that if it snows, is Nick D gonna be out there? The yes is a 99.99% chance, and you better bet the yes. You're making a penny, but you're making money. So
Mhm.
I was always out there. So I'm trying to convince the gang to go hit the hill, and no one wants to come. Guapo's the only one who says, "Yeah, all these other dudes were simping. They were like, we're going to the bar, we're doing this and that." I was mad. So Guap and I, we took the crack and we went out, had a great time, meeting some people. This is before I knew Todd. So we were meeting some people, just kicking it. Boom. Sledding away, shredding, good time. So then we're cold. It's time to go back. We get back. Everyone else, man, they come back from the bar. They're all upset, this and that. Of course, they didn't poll. Of course, they didn't get a girl for the night. So I'm laughing at them. So they come in and they go, "Yo, Nick D, how was sledding?" I said, "Y'all missed a night, man. It was even crazier." I knew if I said that you missed out on sledding, they weren't going to think. So I said, "Look, Guapo had his first kiss over there. Poor Guap.
Uh-huh.
He didn't know I was going to do this. Bro, they came in
No.
hot. Yo, no way. Yo, Guap, who was it? Who was it, bro? Who was it?" So we played this whole story out. I didn't tell anybody that was fake until I think like months or years. I think that made it the next year. We told him
I
that
think
was a
I
fake
think that
story.
made it. I think that made it a full year. I think it was sophomore year that got dropped on everybody.
It was crazy.
That was too funny, dude.
Crazy.
Shout out
Held
to
that one.
Guapo.
Shout out Guapo, shout out Crouse, man. Crouse has some hidden sweet secrets. Guapo's first kiss.
Guapo's horse kiss came on Crouse Mountain, of all
Yep,
places, dude.
yep.
Just not on that kissing bench, but right next to it.
I didn't even know
Man.
there's a kissing bench. I was too busy on the hill. I was I was too busy getting tangled in the fence, so
No,
I didn't
you
know
knew
what.
about the kissing bench because you were trying to jump off of it to go down the hill. You were trying to use this for some leverage.
Senior year, we had a big storm, and the way I kicked off the Red Bull Fan Camp season 4 was I jumped off the roof of our house onto the sled. Now,
Huh?
this was like 13, 14 feet, but it's snow, so jumped off the roof of the house onto a sled down maybe like a 13. Well, how big was the hill there? 15 feet hill down?
Down to
Not a
the
sled hill. This was
no.
some real street shit. Real
Yeah,
street
no.
sledding.
It was pretty sketch.
Okay.
In hindsight, that
Yeah,
was
straight
pretty
park
sketch.
move. Oh yeah, I landed on a stump. That was again, that was how we started the year off. So
Right.
remember, I had the whole next day to get back after it. I'm not letting that stop me. But yeah,
No,
we
no,
jumped
of
off the
course not.
houses, bro. Yeah, the kissing bench. I look like Michael Phelps on the kissing bench. The starting block.
Dude, you had to graduate. You had to graduate. You moved your way up over the years.
Off that. Yeah. I have no time for kissing.
That's all good, dude. Well, listen, man. I mean, we've been at it a while. We could get to one quick little fan mail if you want. If you want. But otherwise,
Yeah,
we can
what do we
also get
got? You said
ready.
you were saying me that you got some family. I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
it's a big one. It's actually kind of related to the race that you're running on Saturday. Because for those who may or may not know, Saturday coming up in New York City is SantaCon. So when
Mm,
everybody shows up dressed as Santa Claus.
damn, I
So
didn't
so
realize that.
funnily so funnily enough, first of all, I bet you're going to be running the race with people dressed as Santa.
I
So
was
get
trying to
ready for
say, maybe
that.
I need to get a Santa hat.
The Red Bull fan cam is going to be capturing the Santas running the half marathon, and we're gonna love
Right.
that. But our question today comes from Chris Kringle himself.
Oh,
Comes from good old Chris
Christopher.
Kringle. And he
Okay.
just wants to know, it's a pretty basic question, I will say, but he just wants to get a quick take on your favorite Christmas movie. Quick hitter
Oh, the
before you take us
favorite
out.
Christmas movie? Favorite Christmas? Nah, I got it. I don't even know if it's nah. The whole movie's just great, but the one character, you know what I'm saying? That the protagonists are cold. They're out there in the snow. They don't know what's going on, and all of a sudden, the man of the hour turns around and just throws a pickaxe in the air. You got Cornelius, bro.
Oh,
Come on,
so good.
come on.
So good. What a classic right there.
Rudolph is the best one. You got that thing, Kirby, my man, the elf who just wants to be a dentist. No kid's dream has ever been to be a dentist, but this elf just wants to be a dentist.
Absolutely.
None of the storyline makes sense at all.
It doesn't need
Some of the
to, dude.
characters are very annoying, but the highs of the highs, bubbles bounce, bro. Yukon Cornelius is probably
There's
the
a
greatest
reason.
character that's ever been made. Just
There's a
ever,
reason why they are classics, dude. They never go out of style with
ever.
someone like a Yukon Cornelius. You can always
Yukon
bank on
Cornelius.
him.
I mean, I
Dude,
also
so
love
good.
the what's the one? Santa Claus come to town where it gets like all trippy and all that. But they got the penguin, the penguin topper, and he's like, "Well, where are you from?"
Mhm.
And the penguin can't speak. He's just
Mhm.
like, he's like, you're like, it's an animated movie where like everyone's talking, but the penguin just can't speak. Like I think that's just so funny that's the one creature that just doesn't have a vocal box. That's okay. Shout out
Nah,
Topper,
it's
man.
all good.
Hopefully he finds his ways. But
Always.
Rudolph
You know he did.
by far the best. Rudolph is by
We
far
love
the
that.
best. No doubt.
Like I said, the classics are classics for a reason. They never go out of style. I mean, Rudolph is a great one. One of the spin-offs to Rudolph in a sense. I was showing this one to my girlfriend this past weekend. You ever heard of Olive the Other Reindeer? And no, I'm not saying all of the other reindeer. No, I'm talking Olive. Olive, the little
Mm.
dog who shows up to Christmas. This was a was an little, not animated. What's the word I'm looking for? Because it's not. It's a book, illustrated. It's an
Like live
illustrated
action?
children's
Oh,
book. No,
illustration.
an illustrated children's book back in 1997. This is something, literally a physical copy that I've
Older
had
than
probably
us.
since
Okay.
my birth. I've got a physical copy of the book. Little Olive, the other reindeer, shows up to the North Pole because little Olive thinks the song is about her, but she's a dog. She's not a reindeer. She's like, "Oh, I thought I was a dog." But of course, Olive is there to save Christmas
Right.
because Santa gets a hole in his bag and the flutes are falling out, but dogs are really good at picking up sticks, just like Turkey. So Olive saves the day, dude.
Shout out.
I mean, that's a great little story. Not a good Christmas movie. They did make a movie version of it, but I love the children's book. But outside of that, dude, I'm of the stance that Die Hard is a great Christmas movie. I watch Die Hard every Christmas. People make the argument that it's not a Christmas movie. I say you're wrong. It takes place on Christmas Eve. I watch it every Christmas. That makes it a Christmas movie in my mind.
How
I
could
love Die Hard.
if it's Christmas Eve? I would have to back you. I don't understand.
Do you not know Die Hard?
I've never seen it, but I don't understand the hate. If
Oh,
it takes place on Christmas Eve, how is it not a Christmas?
you're gonna have to see Die Hard. Great movie. Great movie. But other than that, dude, I think I'm with you. It's the classics. It's the ones that you keep coming back to. The Miracle on 34th Street, the Home Alones, the good old movies. A lot of the new ones they have their pros and their
Right.
cons. I could probably quote half of the movie of Elf because I've seen it so many times, but I don't think it stands up there with the classics at the end of the day. So I'm with you. I
Right.
like the Call of Rudolph. I think that's a good place to take us out.
That's the move right there, man. It always was Yukon Cornelius.
Always. Always, always.
Searching. So
Well, hey,
Yukon's just searching for the bag, man.
Yukon.
We might have to
You
do a
wanna talk?
breakdown on Yukon next week.
We might have to
I
do. We might have to do. Do we need to start our own film club where we decide this week we're gonna watch a movie and we watch it, and then when we get back on the mic a week from now, we can give our take on the movie, give our our critically acclaimed analysis of the movie.
A little addition to the spins and flips.
That's
What
true,
we
and the
call it.
streams, right? Spins, flips, and streams. So you can
Streams.
stream some
Stream.
movies. Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
you have to
Maybe we
stream
will.
it. That's it.
Maybe
If
we
we
will.
can figure
We'll
out which parent company.
Yeah,
It's
that's
okay.
true. That's a whole other can of worms that we'll have to open up
Whole
another
nother
time.
ball game.
So, all right, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. You gave us some inspiration in between there with the Red Bull fan cam, with Guapo getting his first kiss and everything. So, you got any parting
Yes, sir.
words?
I think that's it, folks. Man, keep going. We're out here.
That's exactly what we're gonna do. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Interlude Pod. Thank you for joining us. That's Nicky Nicknames. I'm your co-host, Todd. We hope you enjoyed listening to this episode half as much as we enjoyed making it for you.
Because we had a ball, and only real ideas are gonna last. All that other bullshit is here today and gone tomorrow.
And with that, have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, New York.
Good night, Connecticut.